So today we are going to discuss about the video number 6, which is the faulty towers. That is, don't mention the wars. Okay. So who would like to start first?
I think I should go first
Okay.
because I think my root cause is strong.
Okay.
Okay,
Move it then.
for the first one, I chosen selective perception.
Okay.
Selective perception is the tend to see, believe, and hear only what you want to believe and hear. Okay. For example, as you can see in the video, when the German customers said something about the war, or they only said order, as I remember it. So Mr. Basil heard about war, so he quickly interprets that the Germans want to talk about the wars, and the Germans likes the war instead of asking more to the Germans. So he only tend to believe only what he wants to believe. And the second root cause is racist language. Racist language is a language that insults a group because of its skin and color and ethnicity. So, example like in the video, Mr. Basil is using racist language, since they are the Germans, and he relates them to the Nazi and
Why does
talks
he use it?
because the Germans usually people from the Western interprets that you are German and you are a Nazi.
But
Which is Hitler, is it?
Yeah,
Stereotype.
Hitler,
I really agree with your second root cause, which is racist language, because you say that a racist language is something that about skin color, ethnicity. So what is the connectors between that?
Of course, it doesn't includes skin color, but it does includes ethnicity.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, ethnicity means different culture, different ethnic. Okay, so the German and Mr. Basil, which is a British man, British guy. So a British always thinks that Germans are evil because they, in the video, Mr. Basil said that the Germans invaded the Poland.
But I think that's more likely like bad perception instead of
Yes.
racist.
Yes, I think so.
Well, I think that racist is not like the
Strong
main.
enough.
Yeah, it's not
main
strong.
It's
Yeah.
not strong enough to actually say that.
Well-
it is the main root cause for the video.
Yeah, it is not strong because some of you distracted what I'm trying to imply, and
Well,
I'm
this
not.
is
I'm not.
actually a
Because
discussion.
no, because
Because we're not really
I'm not.
understanding it.
Yes, because you distracted my
Okay.
what I'm trying to say, so you don't really understand what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Okay.
Let me finish first, then you
Right.
can see what we want to say.
Alright.
Okay. And also the Mr. Basil calls them names such as Kratz, stupid Kratz, which usually refers to the Germans,
Okay.
and Kratz means a rugged box. So basically,
What
Mr. Basil.
Crutz means like
An insult.
you're insulting. It's like a box.
Okay,
Yeah, what's wrong with
Kratz. If you are a German, you will understand that Kratz is an insult to them.
So this is basically depends on their culture. Their
Yeah,
culture
this
thinks
is
that
instead
they
of
believe.
racist, it's culture.
Basically, as you can see in the video, basically Mr. Basil is racist because he only, he
But it
only
depends
wants
to
to.
their culture too. As
Yeah.
you can see, they have the different culture.
Okay,
Okay,
if
Okay,
you.
why don't you just hear to my root cause that I found?
Okay, go ahead.
Which is selective attention. It involves filtering out irrelevant information around us and focusing on the things that really matters.
Mhm.
That's one of that obvious in the video. That we can see the hotel manager focus and respond only to the two Germany men, and he ignore the sad lady even he is actually trying to calm the entire situation. It's obvious that he don't even trying to calm the situation because he keep repeating the word war that makes the lady even sad.
So
I think I do think that it is a wrong interpretation
Why?
of Mr. Basil to the Germans. He interprets wrong. So that is basically a
Because
selective
his attention
perception.
is only focusing on the two Germany men. Why don't he just focus on the lady?
But I don't think so, because in the video we can see that he's asking why is she crying.
Ah,
So
yes.
you can see that he's give the attention to the woman too. Yeah.
but
Mhm.
seldomly and he actually this is I think that this is more related to the selective perception because of the way he act.
I also think that it is a selective perception, but never mind. Go on with your second root cause.
Okay, my second root cause is profanity. I think that's more suitable instead of using racist, because the hotel manager called the German people stupid crowd, and that makes them mad and angry. That's kind of insulting.
Yeah.
Because he called him stupid.
Yes. I think
That is definitely happen. That happened because of the
They're shouting at each other.
yeah, they are actually shouting at each other, but this is mainly started from the British hotel manager, Mr. Basil Fawlty, that is using his selective perception. So I think I should discuss of my main root cause, so I can convince you guys.
Go ahead.
Okay. So
Convince
my first main root cause is selective perception. I do agree with social scientist Amin in terms of selective perception. That is because what I can see that the hotel manager is being like he only believed on what he wanted to believe to, and he believed that the German young woman would like and would love to hear to his jokes about the wars, because she is practically German. That is what he believed about German people.
Yeah.
Okay, and for my second one is mental distraction. Okay, mental distraction is actually the mind that is started to be unfocused and distracted while he or she might supposed to be focusing on something that is currently happening. So so what can I see? The hotel manager is becoming distracted because instead of he's supposed to be hearing the word order, but instead he heard the words war. So I think the hotel manager is
Interpret differently.
have a different interpretation and having a unfocused mind.
Okay.
Yeah, basically that is a very good point actually.
I think I agree with Sarah,
That's
but
kind of strong
let
root
me
cause.
tell you about my root cause.
Let's hear about her.
Last one is the first one is kinesics. Kinesics is something that is including someone's gesture, body movement, posture, and the facial expression. And basically, this kind of study will allow someone to read other people by only looking at their movement. So as we can see in the video, the hotel manager is showing an excessive use of kinesics. Okay, for example, he kept marching in front of the customers to show the way of soldiers marching, and he made the German person offended about the World War II because he keeps saying about the war, and make one of the women customer cry, saying it's remind to her husband which is dead in the war. So my second point is prejudice, which is prejudice is a bad perception towards the other people who is actually being themselves. And the example you can see in the video is the problem is actually comes from the German customer who were being prejudiced towards the hotel manager, and the hotel manager's intention is actually to entertain the customer, and the customer also has been misunderstood with him and get angry with him because he made the German woman cry with his words by keep repeating these words.
I think if you use non-verbal communication to state your root cause, we cannot argue with that because in the video there are lots of non-verbal communication.
Uses of non-verbal communication.
Yeah.
But however, I do believe that the prejudice part is much more stronger in terms of my view because of the way you interpret in terms of both the Germany and the hotel manager.
Alright, so we heard about lots of root causes. Now,
Yes.
So let's come to a final decision for our root cause.
yeah, I would say that my root cause, which is the first one, selective perception, is a very strong root cause, and I stand with it.
Okay, I also agree with the selective perception, since as we can see that it has a strong, you can see the strong evidence from the video. So I do agree with your stance.
I do agree with both of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that, I also agree with my and Amin's stand, which is
Yes.
happens to be the same. That
Yeah,
is selective
selective
perception.
Of course you will choose it because majority wins.
Yes. So we have, in conclusion, our root cause is selective perception.
Yeah.
Okay, social scientists. Our problem statement is how does selective perception affect the communication between the hotel manager and the guest? So, social scientist Sabila, do you want to start first?
Okay, so now I will start first for the solution that I have found for our root cause, which is the selective perception. So my solution for this root cause is do not provide details that is unnecessary in telling the story, because some speakers go off on tangents and get off the topic. For the example, we can see that the hotel manager is keep talking about the war, which is unnecessary for him to talk about because the German people is actually placing an order from the hotel manager and they are not talking about the war at all. But he keep talking in the unnecessary thing while they are talking order. So that is one of my solution that I think is the best for our root cause, which is selective perception.
I also think that that is a good solution. But however, I do agree that I do think that my solution is much more better. Okay, so based on our problem statement, which is we have chosen selective perception. Okay, my solution for that video is that Mr. Basil, which is the manager for the hotel, should use emphatic listening. Okay, emphatic listening means that he should listen with a purpose and attempts to understand what the other person are trying to say. So Mr. Basil should use emphatic listening more in order to understand what the Germans are trying to say about. Okay.
Okay. I do believe that your solution is can solve the problem, but however, I do also believe that my solution is the best. Since I think that my solution is interaction management, which is it is a workplace because workplace communication is different from other types of communication. It requires formal conversation between employer and employee or the hotel manager and the guest. So communications, the interaction management comes when interaction is establishing a smooth pattern of interaction that give clear flow of interaction between the topics and ideas. So what interaction management is about a clear and clear topic discussion between the hotel manager and the guest. So I believe that if Mr. Basil and the guests applied interaction management, they can avoid the problem.
Okay, so we all said that we all agree with our statement. What do you think?
I think I agree with all of three you guys' solutions. However, my solution also kind of quite good solution for this
Everyone
video.
said that they agree.
Yeah. So my solution that I found is effective listening in situation, especially listening in the workplace. In the video, we can see that Mr. Brazil is using selective perception. I think it will be better if he try to listen properly and not to easily assume negatively towards the guests. Okay, because according to Gans, which is a president of consulting firm, said that effective listeners must understand not only what their customers are saying but also what they are feeling. So basically, listening affect everything.
Okay. So with this, I am still in the stand of my solution.
Yeah, me too. Because
too.
yeah, I think that our own stand is very strong, and I think
I believe that each and every one of us has the good, has the benefit and has the right solution in terms of for the selective perception as a main root cause. So we have 4 solutions for the selective perception, and the first first one.
My first one is do not provide detail that is unnecessary in telling the story.
The second one,
Emphatic listening.
and third one.
effective listening in situation.
And the last one is interaction management. So with this, social scientists, we are ending our discussion and debate. So we are in agreeable. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Alright, thank you. Yeah, so thank you.